Looking to stock up on high-quality Ayurvedic herbs? I've partnered with two of my trusted sources, Kerala Ayurveda and Gary & Son, to offer you 20% off their entire range of authentic products. From classical formulas to single herbs and seasonal must-haves, these are staples I use in my own practice. Use code Ojas Oasis for Kerala Ayurveda, Ojas Oasis 20 for Gary & Son. Links are in the show notes. Supporting your healing journey just got a little bit easier. In Ayurveda, nourishment isn't only about what we take in for the body, but also what we offer the heart. That's why we're honored to share Aura Cacao, a ceremonial grade cacao we've chosen as a dharmic partner for the Ojas Oasis community. Aura Cacao supports meditation, heart-opening rituals, and moments of conscious presence. As an exclusive gift for our listeners, use Ojas Oasis 20 for 20% off, and you'll find the link in the show notes. Welcome to Ojas Oasis, the podcast where ancient wisdom meets the modern being. I'm your host, Sasha Brashadsky, Ayurvedic doctor and guide on this journey into the heart of holistic wellness. Healing after betrayal is not just emotional, it is deeply physiological and spiritual. In this episode, we explore how to rebuild trust in yourself and others after heartbreak. Whether you've experienced dishonesty in a relationship, broken trust in friendship, or a deep sense of abandonment, your nervous system holds the imprint. Ayurveda teaches us that betrayal can aggravate Vata, creating anxiety and hypervigilance, inflame Pitta, leading to anger, resentment, and judgment, or deepen Kapha, imbalances, resulting in bottled up energy, attachment, heaviness, and difficulty letting go. In this conversation, we gently unpack how to stay open without becoming susceptible to energy drainers, how to relearn self-trust after your inner voice was overridden, and how to navigate emotional healing through an Ayurvedic lens. This episode is for anyone on a healing journey who desires to love again without closing their heart, abandoning themselves, or repeating old patterns. Through Ayurvedic psychology, nervous system awareness, and spiritual insight, we explore what it truly means to trust again from the inside out. If you are ready to transform pain into wisdom and willing to alchemize betrayal into deeper alignment, this episode will help guide you home. Let's get to our chat.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, Yo, the owner of Casa de Luz, a couple weeks ago, actually, was just telling me, well, we were talking because he's 81. He will be a guest on the show at some point. I have to lure him into the clinic because he's here every day. He lives he's a 5-minute drive from the village, but he is just an incredible, generous, loving. What he's built is amazing. It's unlike any other place you've ever been. Some people compare it to like Costa Rica Casa de Luz is like this tiny little pocket in Austin that's unlike any other part of Austin. And it's just all health and wellness, like little shops and yoga classes and healing, like Reiki and tarot cards, and all vegetarian, organic, farm fresh. Everything is just health. There's going to be a tea house that's opening.
Where in Austin? I don't know anything about Austin, but for those.
It's in Zilker Park, which is right near Barton Springs, which is like that giant pool that is actually just opened yesterday. So I'm really looking. And I'm a walk because I live next door to the village. So I'm right. And we're arguably, everyone says that this is the best part of Austin. This is the best location. So we're right on this trail, and it's walking distance to the Barton Springs pool, which is an incredibly important landmark of Austin because it gets really hot here in the summer.
Right.
But this is like springtime is prime season in Austin, Texas. Like this is when everyone wants to visit. This is when
I've been there in the spring.
You've been there? Yeah. So you know. Okay. Yeah.
It's great. It sounds amazing right now. Honestly,
We have to get you out here.
Oh, I know.
We have to
I
get you
honestly
out
am like,
here.
God, it would feel so nice to go. Like for so many reasons, I would love to go. I mean, also, you know how it gets like at the end of the winter season in New York, like
Mhm.
the seasonal depression is real. The lack of sun, I am just really sick of. And it gets to you and you don't realize it until you have those sunny days and you're like, whoa, I feel okay again. Like,
Yeah.
I'm, a,
Oh,
I'm,
maybe I'm not depressed.
yes.
Maybe
And
I'm
then,
just
and then it's been switching like crazy here in the city. And I'm like, oh my God, I bet I just was picturing you in Texas.
oh,
Like, oh man, it just sounds so nice
oh,
for
we'd
so
be at
many
the
reasons.
pool. We'd be at the pool every day. And then so for my birthday party, which just to catch everyone up to what we were talking about before we hit record is that I'm throwing a birthday party on Friday, which is my birthday. But I don't remember the last time I've thrown a birthday. I don't even know if I ever have thrown a birthday party for myself. Like I don't think I don't know. It just it feels like a lot. I can't imagine how overwhelming planning a wedding would be now that I have a birthday party to plan. I'm like, shit. I have to think about food. I have to think about music and where's everyone sitting. Oh my God. There's just like this
What
whole,
should everybody wear? Wait for those questions.
yeah,
Hmm.
all that shit.
Hmm.
Sorry, pardon my friend. I'm just like,
Hmm.
so anyway, my friend Shang, thank God, he loves doing this event stuff. So he is like, Wednesday, we're going to sit down, we're going to just
Bless.
knock it out. He's on a 5-day solo wilderness retreat right now, but he said as soon as he gets back, he's going to come.
Party
If it
time.
weren't for him, I don't know. Because honestly, I was coaxed into throwing this party by people. Everyone here is like, you move to Austin, you have to throw a party.
Hmm.
Like that's what you do when you move here. You throw. I'm like, oh, oh, okay.
Yeah.
What? How does one throw? I'm sure that once I get like my first one down, I'll have a sense of what to do to make this feel less overwhelming and daunting.
Hmm.
Just like with anything else, like yeah, but there's like a whole culture here in Austin of parties. People just throw parties for any reason at all, any and all. It's like constantly you're getting like 5 invites per week to like events, and you're like, what's this for?
I
And
love
it's
it.
like watching the sunset on Sunday. Anyone want to come? I'm like, okay, great.
That's great.
It's cute.
I love that outlook.
Yeah, yeah,
That's great. Why not get together and celebrate the small?
mm-hmm.
It's a wonderful
Yeah,
mindset. I love it. That's
yeah.
great.
It's
Especially
really
for, oh
lovely.
gosh, for spring. That's so fun. And yes, you're new there. That's great.
I'm
Say
new.
yes to stuff.
I'm trying to, but I came in, as we know, I moved here. I basically what happened was I was visiting for a party, of course,
Hmm.
a
Hmm.
Christmas Eve party, of course. And I didn't leave.
Yep.
So I haven't stopped since I got here. I haven't stopped transitioning or what, how do you it wasn't a move that was completely like I just rose to the occasion
Hmm.
and I rose to meet the moment of what was transpiring, but it wasn't necessarily something that was like in some kind of neat little box
Yep.
that was like pre-planned and organized. So as I went, I was like, okay, now I need a couch. Now I need a rug. Now I need a TV. Now I need to, oh, now I need a cable. Now, like, and then,
Yeah.
okay. And then now I need cups. And then, like slowly, oh, I need to
Totally.
ship my car. I need to,
Hmm.
all the things that we all know, like we need to do when we move, change the address. And then even in the Google Maps, my home was Chicago. Like I had to slowly but surely, it just takes so much time. There's so many entanglements with a place.
Domestic labor.
You don't even realize. Yeah, domestic
Hmm.
labor. That's a great thank you for putting a term to it. It's real.
It's such a real thing.
It's such a real
So real.
thing.
Yes. Yes. No matter what phase of life you're in, there's so much administration and sometimes it's physical, mental, emotional, but there's a lot of labor behind just living.
Yeah. Does one open their mail every day or does
Hmm.
one have a day of opening mail? Do you do direct deposit or like for all the bills, do you just have them take it out of your checking or do you want to each month look at it and pay it? Because
Yep.
that's going to take you time to, it's like decisions like this. It's like, do I want to
Yes.
streamline everything?
Systems and processes.
Yes. Yes. And you're a queen of freaking, if you could run
Ah,
my, all that, you're
mm.
good at
But
that stuff.
I don't do it. I will tell you though, I'll give it to Matt. He does so much of it for our
He's really
domestic
good too.
life. He's
He's
really
also
good
really
at it
good.
for our domestic. situations. He's much
Yeah.
better at it than I am. I don't know anything
He also
about
has
our
patience.
insurance. Yes. Yes.
He will sit
he
on the
loves a
phone.
customer service call.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know he
Oh,
does.
I know. No, whatever. How we should just clone him. I don't know. All these crazy people in the world. Can we just make more Matts? Like, I just think
I know.
we need to study him.
He called to order a pair of jeans. Like he loves an excuse to call someone on the phone. And I'm like, you called someone to help you shop for a pair of jeans? And then he's like, yeah, there's a color that I like and they don't make it anymore. So I called them so they could help me figure out what the closest color is.
Yeah, that's going to be basically Enzo.
The jeans company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enzo, that's your future, little guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ooh, lucky little boy.
Uh-huh.
Lucky little cutie pie.
Oh, I know.
He is the next Matt. But there does need to be more.
Yeah, he manages our like whole supply chain. He's really good at that sort of thing. It's really if he got hit by a bus, I would be like, I don't know what to do around here. Truly, I would give him so much credit. You know that I do my share of things, but man, he runs this place. So I'm
you
grateful.
too. No, I've seen how you both
I know
operate. It's pretty synchronized.
I get it. I'm not trying to put myself down at all. I'm just there's so much that he does that I don't touch, and he's so good at it.
Yeah.
So
but
anyway,
he says the same
you're doing
about you.
well. Like you're a single person that you're doing and you're maintaining your home by yourself. So you're doing all of it, paying all your bills on your own and making all those little decisions, all of it. Yeah.
I'm doing it all. But also, one thing that I've been thinking a lot about, obviously, birthdays change as each year they change. Because like each year, I mean, shit, from last birthday to this one, so much has changed in my life. Like so much has shifted. I don't even know how to quantify in 1 year, finishing school. Oh, but even rewind before that, I was debating moving to Boulder. I was checking. Remember, I was living in Boulder, and then I decided to apply to speak at NAMA. Do you know that going to speak to NAMA? So we went to NAMA in Dallas, Texas, May. And that was my first time going to Austin. Right after I spoke, I went to Austin, and that set the ball in motion for where I am now. Because the first place that I went was Casa de Luz, which is now where my clinic is. Mm-hmm. So Boulder not being the place, I like knew I don't know. I just was like, follow the Dharma. And even putting that presentation together, I came to, stay with you, and I put that thing together, and it was a big deal for me. And then finishing the dissertation happened this, in this calendar, again, between 36 and 37, and then like graduating and then deciding I will open a clinic and I will move to Austin. And oh my gosh. So, I mean, now it's just different. It's just, everything's different. So I've been reflecting honestly a lot on responsibility, this word responsibility. Mm-hmm. And someone asked me a couple days ago, because I'm thinking about getting a puppy, my very own puppy, single momming a doggy. And because there's someone on my floor is fostering 3 puppies.
Wait, this feels so right for you.
It does. I know.
No, it really does.
It's probably going to happen.
You'd be good at taking it for walks. You'd be like you'd be a good dog owner. You were a dog owner before. You're good at it. You're good at it. Do it.
And it was the runt, and it's the runt. She's the runt of the litter, and I have a soft spot for the runt. Mm-hmm. I'm small, and I understand what it's like. We're runts, kind of, we're little cute little.
I'm the smallest of the litter.
Runties. Yeah. So it's like her name is Cannoli, and she weighs like.
I have to put the mic down.
Yeah. I don't think I would change the name. I think I would keep it.
No,
I cannot
forever.
Yes.
Stop. That's so good.
I know.
That's so good.
I know. It's too perfect.
Man. Cannoli.
I know. Okay.
Cannoli's going home with you.
Everyone is saying this is my dog. Like, the universe is speaking so loudly through a freaking loudspeaker. Like, Sasha, we brought you your dog. So pick it up. Come pick it up. Mm-hmm. Knock next door and take your dog home, please. It's waiting for you. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my God. Okay. So, but responsibility. So I was just talking to Neil, who owns Third Eye Cacao Lounge right next door to my clinic, he also, he's like a big presence here in Austin too. And he's actually, we're supposed to be recording an episode. I think we're recording something on Wednesday. Today's Monday. So yeah. And he was telling me, he asked me the question because I was like, should I get this dog? And because he has a dog, I was like, should I get this dog? And he was like, well, what does responsibility mean to you? And I was like, what is and then I couldn't answer it. Yeah, it took me, I hesitated, and then he said, well, really how I would define it is your ability to respond. That's really what ability to respond.
I never thought of it that way.
I don't know. Me neither.
Have you ever thought of it that way?
I think I've heard that before in some like viral
I feel
video
very
from
stupid right now. Doesn't that just seem like the most obvious way to be like your
ability to respond?
Yeah, that's really good. That makes so much sense.
Oh, I know. And even me, I was like, oh shit, that's a very obvious. Yeah. So yeah, I'm sitting with that and like, I don't know what it is about, stepping into all these new roles that sometimes gives me pause and sometimes gives me this, feeling of overwhelm. Like, how do I add something when I already feel like I have a lot going on? I already am managing this clinic. This is a new thing. I have these new patients that I'm helping, and the podcast keeps going week after week. And it's just like, and then I still need to take care of myself and make sure that I have some kind of self-care on a daily, because it only works. The Ayurveda only channels through me in a way that is useful when I'm full and feeling juicy and happy. When I'm not, oh my gosh, it's so hard to channel. I just want to like close up and go to bed and just like pull the covers over my head and just like, hermit for like a day or 2 or 3. So, and which I have been doing lately, because I think the season changing, the birthday coming up, a lot of things, just a lot of change. What is that? It's Vata. And it can just, the nervous system just starts to feel like, oh my gosh, I have so many things pulling at me right now that are asking and demanding that and I think that like once you scale yourself to a place where you have the infrastructure to handle more responsibility, then again, it's like being how you, just like with a business, how you scale sustainably is like slow and steady
foundation.
And that's isn't that true also about friendships? Isn't that also true about relationships? Isn't that also true about like building muscle or losing weight or like, right? Like everything. It's like the little, and if you want to adapt an Ayurvedic lifestyle, what do we talk about all the time? It's like the slow and steady micro shifts in your perception and your relationship to the things that you're taking in. Slowly, you're refining your cravings, your desires, the things that you reach for when you're stressed. It's going to change, but it starts with what time are you going to bed? Okay, let's start there. Let's start with when you're waking up, like just the infrastructure, right?
Totally.
Creating some kind of solid routine to stabilize the nervous system. And it's all about a stable nervous system. You'll be able to do all these things. It'll be a no-brainer to be like, yeah, let's get a dog. Yeah. Let's have a baby. Yeah. Let's buy a car. Let's add another extension to the business, like branch of the business, and scale and make a product line now and and or like start an advertising campaign for the podcast. Like I don't know. There's just so many things that are always tumbling around in my brain about, because what are we here to do if not grow? Of course, we're always going to want to grow. What is it? What's the alternative? Decline or stagnate? So that doesn't sound very fun to me. I don't know about you, but I think it's just like forward, onward, always. Like the stagnation, I start to freak out in that. Like there's a difference, but by the way, between stillness and stagnation. Huge difference. Huge difference. Stagnation, when I think about stagnation, I think like, I don't know, just fear. I just think of someone who's so bottled up because they're so afraid of expressing what's going on or yeah, like they don't, like what we're talking about in the last episode about grief and facing difficult emotions, like,
Mm-hmm.
or difficult scenarios in the future, thinking I wouldn't be able to handle that. So I'm just going
Right.
to stay where I'm at. And it's
Right.
like, is life really about preventing things that you're afraid of? Or is life about becoming someone who's fearless?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think the stagnation also implies a buildup that happens too. Like when I think of something that stagnates, it's been still for too long, right? Where things are starting to
Mm,
pile up, right?
accumulation. Yeah.
Accumulation, exactly. Whereas stillness, it maintains like a sattvic balance where you're maintaining that instead of something sitting for too long. And then there's just this ama
Hmm.
or whatever you want to call it that builds up.
Yes, that's a great distinction. Thank you for saying that. That's a great distinction between, so yeah, like you can maintain this like equilibrium, the stillness of sattva, like that stillness of the pure lake is very different
I
than the
thought lake the
murky,
whole time.
yeah, than like the murky, muddy
Yeah. Pond, swamp.
swamp
Yeah.
is different. That's
Well,
yeah,
truly, I was at the
tamasic.
house this weekend. I was at the house this weekend. You've been there a million times. The lake
Yeah.
is now starting to thaw, and the steps and the concrete and the yard and everything around is so mossy and slippery now. And everything is like murky and kind of cloudy, and things are composty and just kind of, there's just this gunk everywhere, which is, beautiful and natural and whatever. But
Yeah.
it did make me think as soon as you started talking about stagnation, I'm like, everything's been under the blanket of winter, totally stagnant, and is just starting to grow truly, like, blossom again. But that's why that analogy, or that's why when you're talking about stillness and stagnation, I immediately thought of pond.
It's so, and that's the beauty of living on water or near water. It is the reminder of the importance of flow. If we're not
Hmm.
around nature, we forget about flow
Hmm.
because nothing man-made is flowy. Have you
Hmm.
noticed that? Everything man-made is super rigid and
Yeah.
structured and controlled, and we're trying to conquer nature and we're trying to manipulate it and we're trying to like control, bottle and all the urges
Hmm.
and like we're like really really like
Yeah.
tightening our grip on the stuff.
Hmm.
And then you go out by the lake and you're like, look at that.
Hmm.
That seems to
Hmm.
be working a lot better for the
Yeah.
fish and the other organisms in there.
Hmm.
Why don't we do that? Why are we resisting what everything else in nature is doing? We just
Yeah.
have to rebel for some
Yeah.
reason and think
Yeah.
that we have this much better. I don't know, maybe it's something about, I'm sure it's the ego wanting to like just be on top and just be in control, and
Yeah.
we want to be, top of the food chain, and so we have to like put our flag up and wave it around and say it's going to be how we want it to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
nature always, nature has its way of humbling us and checking us
Hmm.
consistently,
Hmm.
and usually it is in the form of life changes,
Yeah.
right? The things outside our control, like Matt's flight being delayed, he, no matter how much we think we have the vision of how our day is going to go, if an airport gets shut down on the day of our flight, we're not going anywhere, right? So
Hmm.
it's like these things just happen. And so preparing the system requires, oh my gosh, it's not an easy thing to prepare. But another thing I wanted to talk about today, other than responsibility, was navigating another emotion, or I don't know if it's emotion or just like reality of life, which is sometimes in life, along with grief, we love something and we lose it. Along with that, sometimes we love something and that thing, how do I say it? Really, people. I think most of life is all about relationships. I think quality of your life is the quality of your relationships, and even in business, it's all relationships, right? Everything, how we're relating to everyone around us is, no matter what you do for a living, you're interacting with people. Or if you're a stay-at-home mom, you're interacting with your kids and their teachers and the people that are helping you take care. It's just
Hmm.
all people all the time. And then we're also people. So we're also dealing with our own human shit.
Yep.
So, what to do when someone betrays you,
Hmm.
tells you one thing, goes behind your back and is having kind of like this double life in a way.
Mm.
And you find out about it indirectly,
Mm-hmm.
almost by accident. It's like you weren't even wanting to know. It's almost, and honestly, I think most people that have experienced some form of betrayal would kind of wish they never knew in a way, because it's so
Yeah.
painful.
It's humiliating.
It's humiliating, and it's just like the most painful, other
You're
than
so
grief.
wrong about somebody or something, and you're like, whoa, I had no clue. Yeah, it's destructive.
And I'm fortunate that I am in a community now with people. Like, this village is full of healers, and we all we
Mhm.
live in this, we live in the flow. All of us have to be in flow to do what we do for the community. In order to teach Ayurveda, there is a certain amount of openness and sensitivity that I have to be willing to have access to every day. I
Yep.
can't harden. I can't do what a lot of people do out of necessity, which is like kind of puts walls up and the boundary thing like is
Yeah,
different for me than most people. It's a very different kind of
I know. You're porous by design.
by design as a result of that. So in some ways, in many ways, I'm fortunate that I can like feel so much of life.
Mm.
Ah, like the beauty, the awe, the gratitude, the love, the
Mhm.
light, the peace. I feel
Yes.
God every breath. And when something like a betrayal happens, I'm flattened by it. It takes
Yeah.
me out.
The
It
full
takes
sensory
me
experience.
out.
Mhm.
I like black out. I feel like
Yeah.
I was like knocked out like by Mike Tyson, and like I don't know if I'm getting back up. I
Yeah.
don't know if
Yeah.
I'll ever be able to get back up from that. Like, I get hit so damn hard by those
I
things.
get it. I've had that before. I have like this example in my head of this one example in my life that'll like never go away because it was just a big, really gross kind of thing that would happen in your mid 20s with a girl and a guy and whatever, and everybody doing
Oh,
things behind my back. And I found out, and it was like, I mean, I had to like take the day off work the next day. It was crushing where you're just like, everybody but me knew what, and just something like that where you're just, again, you're so incorrect about what you thought was reality. And this can happen on a large scale or a small scale. There's ways that, I don't know, betrayal can take many forms, but man, it hurts when it happens, I don't know, in a blunt way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And depending on, again, I think how fortified our Ojas, our nervous systems are,
Yeah.
if we don't have any like physiological protection from those hits, it's possible, highly likely actually, that there is no way. Sometimes the rupture is so deep that it's like then you could just some people are never able to trust ever again. We know these people, right? We
Yeah.
know people that are just like, nope, people are not trustworthy. Humans are dirty apes that hurt each other. Like,
Hmm.
some people have given up.
Hmm.
And I'm quoting somebody who has told me that.
Yes.
That didn't come from me. Like,
Well, I had
so
somebody in that situation, a person told me that likened me to a doormat, that I trusted too much, that I was too naive because of how trustworthy I was. Imagine that. Then you're like, man, am I too trustworthy? Do I let people, what is happening? Makes you question trust and how much you should or shouldn't. And you want to
Mhm.
believe people are good. I know you and I know me. We all want to believe that people are born good. Everybody's good. Bad things just happen to them. And that makes it yada, 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 yada.
Mhm.
So you want to be this optimist that has hope in humankind and I think we're naturally just like that too, where you're like, no, I know this person is good. They're just going through
Right.
this or that. And so when somebody's like,
Compassion
you're dumb for thinking that, like people are going to walk all over you. But it goes against your moral code to not be trusting of people,
and your
right?
nature and your
Yes.
nature.
Like I just I can't have a wall between me and other people. Like it isn't me. And so I can understand you're the same way where you're like, you're not going to walk around with some like force
Yeah.
field up. I mean, to your point, this is something you have to build from within so that you can withstand forces should they be, I don't know, put onto you. But you don't want to walk around assuming that that's going to happen and not be permeable.
Feeling drained, stressed, or stuck in old patterns? Panchakarma is Ayurveda's ultimate reset, clearing toxins, balancing your doshas, and restoring your vitality from the inside out. At Soham Healing Resort, every detail is designed for your transformation. Personalized therapies, nourishing meals, and deep rest in a serene sanctuary. As an Ojas Oasis listener, you'll receive $500 off your Panchakarma retreat with code OJASOASIS PK2025. These retreats book quickly and often far in advance, so don't wait to reserve your place today. Visit sohamhealing.com/panchakarma, and you'll also find the link and code waiting for you in the show notes. If you're studying Ayurveda or want to learn from the most respected teachers in integrative medicine, this is for you. The 2026 NAMA Conference, Ayurveda and Integrative Medicine, is a global virtual gathering to connect ancient and modern medical science. Join a transformative online gathering of Ayurvedic practitioners, integrative medicine providers, herbalists, researchers, scholars, and yoga therapists. Over 3 days, you will engage in dynamic panel discussions and interactive breakout sessions, covering clinical outcomes, emerging research, and how Ayurveda professionals can meet the moment in today's evolving healthcare landscape. Whether you're a seasoned clinician, wellness advocate, or yoga teacher, this conference is your chance to connect, learn, and shape the future of holistic health. Register today at ayurvedanama.org from May 1st to May 3rd, 2026, and secure your spot. I heard a beautiful interview with Ethan Hawke, I believe it was, during the Oscars. Do you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, right?
He is just chef's kiss. Yes. I probably know
the
it
girl
when-
who does the chicken show, I forget her name. Amelia
Amelia
something.
Oh my God,
yes.
I love her.
Oh, she's great.
She's the best.
I want to go on a date
I
with
love
her. I want to
Yes.
go on a date with her. I would love to.
Yes.
I would flirt with her. So fun.
Oh, she's the best.
So
I love her
cute.
so much. Yeah. Chicken shop date.
Yeah, chicken. Oh, she's
I
so
saw
cute.
it. The one
Anyway.
about unrequited love.
Yes, the viral one. So she said, "What's your advice on unrequited love?" And he said, "The lover always wins. The lover always wins because the sun never asks, or just because the grass doesn't say thank you to the sun keeps shining regardless of whatever you want it, or So it's like we win when we are bright and loving and open and shiny. And the thing is, though, too, it can also be said, though, that yes, there's also a certain level of discernment that needs to be had, because people like us will attract all the things because of the shininess, and people get drawn to the light. They want to be around it. And sometimes that can include some parasitic people that want to kind of like leech and draw from and extract and exploit and manipulate. And whether or not that's in their intention, that is what they are doing. And we can get into some karmic entanglements and start getting sucked dry of our ojas, of our light, and not know why, and have no idea what's happening. Why do I feel so kind of drained? And like, I'm starting to feel negative or pessimistic. That's not even me. So, and then it's like, oh, because somebody's leeching. Who is it? Where in my life did I allow, you know what I mean? And then you have to do this whole scan of like, okay, wait, my force field, or like we have to protect ourselves and stay open. So that's the balance.
Totally. I feel like I haven't talked about that with somebody in a long time. And that's so true. I feel like an anomaly sometimes because I am this very trustworthy, or not trustworthy, trusting person. I hope trustworthy.
Yes, you are trustworthy. Yes, you are.
Trusting. I kind of don't think too many steps ahead, which might feel separate, but it's related, where you're not thinking of how that relationship might play out or anything. You're like, yeah, no, this is good. Why not? And that has bitten me sometimes to the degree that it really, really hurt, but I don't know any other way. And I don't know if I want to know any other way, but there's highs and lows for sure. As opposed to somebody that's in the middle, that is guarded all the time, that really isn't experiencing the highs, avoiding the lows too, but is just living in this middle band of somewhat inexperience, I guess, or just lack of really allowing themselves that
Avoidance.
spectrum of, avoidance.
I would even say though, that's stagnation, and it's like this hyper avoidant, it's like this accumulation of desires and wants that you're never actually allowing yourself to feel or experience or connect with, because you're so terrified of losing it or it hurting you or something. Yeah, like you are afraid of betrayal because someone did that to you in the past. But
Mm-hmm.
you let that one person dictate the rest of your life and all the potential beautiful relationships that you can have with people that are trustworthy. And then that person takes your whole life away from you.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving that one experience all the power and saying, "Here you go, you won."
Mm-hmm.
And that's just not how. I don't know. I don't think that we need to sacrifice our full capacity to be vulnerable and trusting because
Mm-hmm.
we're afraid of being hurt. And I know that's easier said than done. We're talking about things that, like, it's really easy to talk about this stuff, and then when it's like really happening and someone really betrays you,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, I'm done. I'm done
Yeah.
with the humans. I'm going to live on a farm. I'm going to herd goats, and I'm going to throw my phone in the toilet, and no one will ever be able to talk to me ever again.
Yeah. Yeah. On a serious note, though, I mean, betrayal can look like, I mean, 'cause some of the examples I'm thinking of are people that have been in abusive or semi-abusive relationships where they don't want to trust people after that for legit reasons, are really scared of opening up to people. And that can take years, lifetimes of rewiring, you know, that whole relationship with relationships, and whether you can trust people with yourself.
And once you let people in all the way, which I think we want to merge, right? Because this is yoga we're talking about here. We're all on our way back to the ocean. We're like tiny little droplets trying to find our way home.
Mm-hmm.
And when we experience that closeness and that merging, it just feels so good. That's why we love being in community. We love being with our friends and celebrating for any reason, even if it's just to watch the sunset together. We love joining, really, but like the real good quality connections are just, I think that is our peak experience as human beings, when we can share beautiful moments, as from the simplicity of a sunset to like the complexity of like giving birth to a new human, and you want, or like a wedding, or these other moments, or like birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we crave boundlessness and limitlessness and infinite love without any constraints. We want to feel free in the way that we love and in the way that we connect. So once
Yeah.
someone makes it through into those depths and then they violate
Violate. Yeah.
that inner sanctum of our heart.
And the contract you thought you had.
Oh, yeah. 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 Sacred contract.
Mm-hmm.
Sacred contract. We're not talking about like a legal government,
Yeah.
which,
Just unwritten, unspoken
mm-hmm.
agreement between.
Fully trust with my heart. Here I am. All of me will give you my life. Like, here you go. And then someone does acts a fool up in there. I don't know how else to say it, but like, I need to draw some levity to this conversation because it's very intense. This is what creates most of the suffering, I think, in our lives, is the betrayals that perpetuate this pain body that we carry. And then we like store it, and then people become manipulative in unconscious and subconscious ways.
Well, and one thing I was thinking about too, we were talking about all this betrayal stuff. I was also thinking about it's possible to betray oneself. When you do something that you shouldn't, or when you keep this habit that you can't, that you want to break, but you keep doing it. And
Pragna Prada.
yes, we've been talking about this recently. That's another type of betrayal, right? And that type of stagnation and that type of buildup can be bad too, because there's shame in that, right? Like there's several types, but I was just thinking we hadn't really talked about the one where you can do it yourself. We've been talking about betrayal of other people on you and how you protect yourself from other people. But there's this whole internalized one that happens too, where you're even protecting yourself against yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this whole kind of fucked up internal thing happening when you are perpetually violating your own code of conduct or
Right.
trust
Your
or
own intellect.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's prajna prada. And we only know better when we learn better. When we are not at fault for things that we do not know. We're only at fault when we do know better and betray, right? Like, I think that we will always do this thing where we scan a situation and refer back to our memory bank and see if there are similar, like if there's a pattern that we can
Yes.
recognize to avoid previous, past hurts, pains, things that did threaten our
That's evolution.
sattva. That's evolution. That's evolution. Because we are avoiding unnecessary pain that costs us health, like
Mhm.
whether it's
Mhm.
mental health, physical health, but like honestly, the body does follow the mind. And there's psychosomatic illness and there's also soma-psychic illness
Mm.
where the body believes the mind, or like
Mm.
the mind believes the body and the body believes the mind. So they're one system.
Mhm.
In Ayurveda, almost every single time someone comes to me with a symptom that they think has nothing to do with their mental health, I will always find
Mhm.
9 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10. I can't say 10 times out of 10 because sometimes truly there is an exception. But almost always, I can say almost always, the mind is involved and we have to dig for it. I have to go through so many lines of questioning to find the thing that is popping up that they would have never connected to their eczema. They would have never
Right.
in a million years thought that that had anything to do with why they flare up with this type of eczema at this time,
Mhm.
and even in like the body part that it comes, right? Like, why is it coming in this part of the body? It's tied to the organ, which is tied to that emotion, it's like,
Mhm.
and it's that lack of awareness that people have around their stored traumas, their stored, the betrayal that happened in summer camp when you were in fourth or fifth grade.
Yeah.
like someone did something that reminded you of that thing, and your body is it's like activated that dormant, stagnant, unprocessed stuff.
Mhm.
And here we go again, and it's trying to find its way out. That's why it is flaring up.
Right.
The
Right.
symptoms that we are, yes, they're very inconvenient. It's very inconvenient to get a rash, and it's very inconvenient to, I don't know, what's like another one that people will always come to the doctor to see, like pain. If
Well,
there's pain,
gastrointestinal stuff.
yeah, exactly. So like if there's if there's gas, if there's acid reflux, bloating is a pop, constipation.
Mhm.
Yeah, those are common ones. And or like irritable bowel.
Yeah.
Very, very common. So abdominal pain too. Abdominal
Yep.
pain. So yeah, but to tie it back into like the mental aspect, because I think also anxiety,
Oh, yeah.
we can, anxiety, like chronic anxiety, can be just as debilitating as irritable bowel syndrome, right?
Mhm.
Like all of a sudden, every little thing that happens that would be really small to someone, to you feels like someone's scratching nails on a chalkboard. Like it's
Mhm.
just absolutely unfathomable to your nervous system to tolerate. Like the sensitivity becomes way, 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 way too high.
Yep.
The Vata is too high. In other words, the Vata is too high. The vessel is not able to hold the experience because of the accumulation.
Mhm.
And that has dried the vessel, that has dried the nervous system out
Mhm.
completely. And there's just no Ojas left. And so it's hard to put a beautiful bow on the box of this very complex experience that we all share as human beings.
Yeah.
We have an hour each episode. We have about an hour to go through these vast layers that for each of us is so unique. Like all of us are going to experience this in our own way and cope with it in our unique way and avoid it in our own unique. And then like there will be at least a few times in our lives where there will be nowhere to run and nowhere to hide, and we have to be with it, try as we may. No one wants to face it. No one wants to be with it. It's not like no one is volunteering for this part of the human, right? Like but there is, to go back to what we're talking about earlier about like nature and our, not only our desire, but our tendency toward controlling and dominating nature.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work because we're part of it. We're not separate from it. And we were talking about how being out in nature, that's why it's one of the first things that any Ayurvedic doctor will tell you to do is go be by the water, go for a walk in the woods, put your feet in the grass, remember what you are, remember who you are, remember where you came from, remember where we're all going back toward. Remember, this is not so much of a teaching as it is a remembrance, because deep down we know, from an evolutionary standpoint, we know what we are, but we do forget. And the world that was designed for us to live in before we even got here, it kind of programmed us to not be in touch with nature. So it's not really our fault, not to play victim, but like we did inherit a system that is inherently very dysfunctional and disconnected from source. And it wasn't always like this, but it's kind of where we're at right now. So
yeah, like it or not.
Like it or not, it's where we're at. And we're so reliant on this technology now. We're just in this age of our species. And AI is, I feel like all season, actually the last 2 seasons of the show, we've really been trying to approach this topic of like what's going to happen. And people that are at the front lines of it are pretty much openly saying we no longer can control, like Pandora's box is open, and we don't know. It's probably we're probably going to be the cats. Like humans will be the cats of the AI. Like they'll be taking care of us, and we'll be like not knowing how to do anything anymore. I don't know.
I mean, not know.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be. But the point being that we are at a very interesting time in the human timeline.
Yeah.
And to be conscious of it and in it at the same time is a really trippy, it's like a lucid dream. Like you feel like you're watching all this happen. And then when it's like within like the closer proximity of the chaos, that it, like the closer it is in your bubble, you feel it more. But we cannot lose the tether. That I think that's the purpose of why I feel so called to preserve Ayurveda in the way that I do. What drives me to come back to the podcast every week isn't it's like completely because I feel like it's my little drop of like like it's actually it's seva. It's like there's so much noise out there. I know there is, and I don't think that this is going to be the absolute thing that I don't know. Maybe it can. Who knows what it can do? Only God knows what it can do. But I know that drawing awareness to the fact that the one thing that's going to save us, if anything can at this point, it's our connection to our nature and our ability to awaken and remember that our humanity is not a weakness. It is what gives us our strength, our adaptability. What is adaptability? Our ability to read the room and know what we need to do to survive. That requires sensitivity, doesn't it? That requires our ability to feel one another, to feel our surroundings and adjust and regulate ourselves according to the environment that we're in. And if we continue to give our consciousness away to our devices and allow AI to think for us, decide for us, feel for us, if we give that away, there is no hope for us. Like that is the one thing that we need to stay relevant in this world, in the age of AI, is our humanity, our sensitivity. And so to keep, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, and I don't want you to lose your thought, but the sharpness I think of like you need clarity in order to feel your senses, right? When you're like, you need to read the room, you need to be able to have that sensitivity. You need to maintain that sharpness of intellect. And when you rely on other things, you kind of lose. I mean, we know how it feels to outsource all of our decision making and our thinking to our technology when we're like, oh, yeah, this can do everything for me. Let me just type in 2 + 3 into my computer, or like ask Alexa what the weather is when I could look outside, right? We're losing that. We're not exercising our brain as much, right? So it's that muscle is getting weaker. We are losing that. And I'm saying all of this because I think it is important that we maintain sharp intellect in order to be able to even perceive and to feel and experience the room. And I say, quote, the room, so to speak, right? When you're saying like adaptability depends on your ability to read the room, you need to be able to be of sharp mind and clear mind. And I mean, I use the mind, but our senses in general. So I'm just adding that point as you were talking about experiencing sensitivity as a good thing, and humanity being a good thing, and your senses being a good thing. That yeah, I think there's kind of a couple layers to that, and that is like
Yes.
the
Yes.
clarity.
The Tejas.
Yeah.
That's the subtle form of Pitta in the mind.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there's prana, Tejas, and Ojas.
Mm-hmm.
So Tejas is the subtle form of Pitta. Ojas is the subtle form of Kapha, and prana is the subtle form of Vata. So actually, yeah, what you're saying about Tejas is basically like the illumination of truth, being able to see truth and discern.
To discern it. Yes. You need the ability to discern.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, yes, that's exactly the point I felt like I was trying to make and clarify, I guess. It's like, yeah, you need the ability to discern to even have the ability to feel sometimes. So,
Right. And it's, and what do you need? So you need strong Agni to be able to discern. It all comes back.
It goes back to Ojas.
It all comes back to Ojas, but without the Agni, honestly, let's start with the fact, I mean, they all work together. All 5 elements, all 3 doshas, all 3 gunas, all of the subtle doshas, prana, tejas, ojas. These are subtle doshas, basically. Before they become doshas, they are the potential of the doshas. So we need to be able to metabolize betrayal, is what it really comes down to. I think the subtle channels, the nadis. When we learned in yoga teacher training the anatomy, we learned about the chakra system. We learned about the, what was it, 72,000 nadis, right? That's a whole lot of nadis. There's the sushumna, that's your spinal cord, and then the Ida and Pingala that are, they're like zigzagging. Helix is better because there's no sharp edges. It's just flow. So your left and right, your feminine and masculine sides, and your breath and your nostrils. And so why is breath work so, why does it work? And why does meditation work? And why do these mantras work? How does this whole system is built on regulating and being able to fine tune this instrument so that we can discern, so that we can metabolize life as it comes, the foods that we eat, the traumas that even the great sages. I mean, I just had this episode with Freedom on the 16 subdivisions of the gunas, which really in modern times, we don't really talk about all the nuances of sattva, all the nuances of rajas, all the nuances of tamas. Like, it's not so, we are complex beings here. We are human beings, just having such an incredibly, like, we're very, very advanced. We're in a very advanced species, but we live we're on autopilot, and we don't realize how much power we have internally because we're living in mostly the external. So it takes so much discipline. Honestly, it takes so much tapas.
Yes.
To come back to ourselves.
Yes.
And be like, okay, like if I even want to be an effective participant in this society or in this family or in this friend group or in I have to at least once a week, let's do an abhyanga massage.
Yeah, I got to work on this.
Right.
Yeah, you got to put in work. Mm-hmm. It's hard.
Yes, but it's the only way that we have a shot at when the big heavy hitters come in to knock us out in the ring.
Right.
The life, like the tsunami waves of life.
Mm-hmm.
People think that it's going to be the money that we have or the whatever other forms of external securities.
Yeah.
And to an extent, those are absolutely wonderful. We need food and shelter and community, yes. But at the end of the day, we are going to bed in our bodies. And we could have all of that and still not feel safe and still, for some reason, not feel regulated. So, you know, it could be something like a hormonal change, you know, like postpartum after giving birth or going into menopause for women, specifically for women when these big hormonal shifts happen, or when people we love, something is happening with them and we're like, oh, that's bringing up all of our internal stuff that was dormant. Like if we see our kid going through exactly what we went through, but never really like quite figured out yet, and then we start blaming ourselves, like, damn, they have that anxiety because I had that anxiety, and now I have to, not only do I have to help them through it, now I have to like figure my own stuff out in tandem, with helping them heal, and I haven't even healed it yet. It's like a double whammy, but it's so much harder.
Yeah.
So much harder.
Yeah.
All this to say, okay, to go back to our, because I know we have limited time with these hour, and we're trying so hard to fit it all in, the depth of it. But
I know.
I really wanted to talk about betrayal today because I don't think we've talked about it in all 4 years, which, by the way, I think Ojas Oasis turned 4. This is our 4-year birthday.
The 23rd?
22nd.
22nd. Okay.
Was the first episode? Was the first episode.
That's funny and amazing.
Isn't it cute?
I know. It did feel like this weekish because it was
we're 4 years old.
It was like first day of spring or something.
The Monday after
happy spring, by the way.
Happy spring.
I freaking love spring.
Happy 4-year birthday to us.
Yes. Oh, that's so exciting. And it's your birthday week.
And it's birthday week.
Oh, that's
a lot
exciting.
Of beautiful things. Yeah.
Well, to come back to, we had so much good conversation about Ojas and all of that. I think going into nature is another thing. Also, like being in community and having parties.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being with people and allowing yourself to be present, you know, put the phone away, enjoy good conversation with people, have fun listening to music and dancing, be in your body, body. Like really like just engage with the people around you and like feel your feet on the ground and have a fun time. Like that's also a really great antidote too. Or antidote, not antidote. Antidote. Anyway, so I hope you do some of that this weekend too.
Yeah, I plan to, and I think that there's this part of me that wants to speak to the people that are self-medicating and not quite able to like unfurl from some kind of big event that has caused them to not trust other humans. Because I understand that. I understand that reflex to begin that process of bottling. I want to tell you as an Ayurvedic doctor that we have to honor that reflex as a survival mechanism in the acute stage. And there has to be a time where you begin to reopen slowly. Because if you stay closed, that stagnation turns into fermentation, lots of ama buildup and disease, and the disconnection from your own nature is very dangerous.
Yeah.
And it doesn't lead you to where you want to go. And humans hurt one another. Hurt humans, right? So we also, that act of forgiveness is another antidote. Forgive those who trespass us, for they know not what they do.
It's metabolizing. Right? Processing it. Recycling
and I know it's
it.
hard. I know it's so hard.
Yeah.
I'm as someone who feels the pain so deeply and does not numb out. I do not numb out. I don't do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, shit, I kind of wish I could, but I can't because of the nature of the work I do. I do not have the luxury of, I can't do, I have to be available to others and be able to act. I have to feel people's pulse with my fingertips and know what's going on. And when I stay connected to my sensitivity, it's incredible how quickly I know what happened. And the very first thing I say when I come out of the pulse, they're like, holy shit, how did you know? Because I stay connected, and we are, it's part of what I am and who I am and why I'm here. So I have to, but listen, this sensitivity, again, it's our saving grace. It's our saving grace. It's so painful to stay open and trusting. And it's the only way. It's the only way with again, with what Aaron was saying, along with the discernment and we can't just be this raw, open nerve and let everyone leech on us all the time. So when you notice that, cut those people, create the boundaries.
It's hard. It's the hard part.
And that's also a whole episode in and of itself, is how to do that. We're not going to get into that today. But today is all about, baby steps toward re-engaging with the life stream that we're all part of, and that living in isolation and bottling everything up is just not the answer. Even though I think so many of us in the modern day, so many of us in our current society are living in that way. Yeah. So I just wanted to kind of put a PSA out there, like an invitation for people to come out. It's springtime, come out,
open up,
blossom. I know it's scary, but we need one another. So trust yourself is a good start.
Yeah. That's a good start.
It's a good start. I hope that helps.
We got through it and all of our tech issues. My goodness. Well, I hope you have a really happy birthday party. Well, happy birthday and a fantastic birthday party. I will obviously talk to you by then.
You will be missed.
Oh, you're going to have such a good time. You are such a gift to all of us. So grateful for you. I'm so happy you're going to have such a fun time. I'm so glad you found community there. I mean, the beginnings of one at least. And that they're embracing you like they should, because you are such a gift. To Austin, I mean, really, you're a jewel. Well, I will let you go. I have a nanny at the door that I have to let in. I will talk to you soon. I love you very much.
I love you.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Before you go, if you're ready to dive deeper into your healing, check the show notes to book a 45-minute exploratory call with me. If you mention you're a subscriber of the podcast, you'll get 50% off your initial intake consultation. A 2-hour deep dive, normally $400, now just $200. You'll also find exclusive 20% discounts on trusted Ayurvedic herbs from Kerala Ayurveda and Gary & Son. Just click the links to apply the savings automatically. Ojas Oasis is a labor of love, a podcast born from a deep desire to share the timeless wisdom of Ayurveda, Vedic ritual, and holistic healing with seekers around the world. Every episode is carefully crafted to bring you inspiring conversations, ancient insights, and practical tools for living a radiant, balanced life. If the show has nourished your spirit, helped you feel more seen, or guided you on your healing path, you can now support our work by buying us a coffee or golden milk. Your support goes directly toward producing high-quality episodes, keeping the podcast ad-light and mission-focused, expanding our offerings to serve you even more deeply, and whether it's a one-time cup or a monthly offering, we are so grateful. Click the link in the show notes to support the podcast and keep the wisdom flowing.